Apparently, my last post ruffled some feathers, but I really don't care. Landlords are literally sharks. They are eating people alive just because they can. They are raising rent just because they can. I personally think there needs to be a law to where, like, say this landlord owns this house outright. I think there needs to be a law that they're only allowed to charge like an X amount of the home's value, not 15, 16, 17, $1,800 a month just because it's in a nice neighborhood and everybody else around is charging the same. And don't get me started on rental agencies that are hiking up the price because they get a cut of it. And then you have investors that are buying houses or foreclosures for pennies on the dollar and doing basic upgrades and then turning around and selling it for, or not selling it, renting it for $1,500 to $2,000 a month. In what world does that make sense?
In America, because at the end of the day, that's how this country is ran. You know what I'm saying? From the cell phones to the jewelry to the housing, whatever you want to name, bro. Pretty much, it's everything is made cheap, and then they selling it to you for an extremely large amount, bro. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? But my thoughts on this, man, I feel like this, bro. Can't nobody tell no business owner how to run their business. At the end of the day, you don't have to stay here. You know what I'm saying? That's a choice you made. If you feel like they charge you too much for rent, move somewhere else, bro. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna put me in a certain neighborhood and everybody else around, because the ultimate goal in business is to be successful. People ain't getting in business to please people. People getting in business to be successful. And if I'm a business owner and I got a chance to be successful, everybody in the neighborhood charging 1,500, and I'm over here lowballing, charging 1,000. No, eventually I'm finna go on up to the 1,500 too. I'm providing the same space they provide in the same neighborhood they in. You know what I'm saying? So why not go up? That'd be stupid on the owner's part. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I said, if you feel like your job don't pay you enough to stay over here, man, they got other places you can stay. You might not want to stay there, but that's just part of reality, bro. There's so many people that's living in poverty that don't want to be there. You know, at the end of the day, all I can say is get you a better job or try to invest in things to try to do better. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what else you got to say, then we'll come back to it, bro.
Mind you, some of these landlords and investors are living in brand new homes because they know that they can raise rent to a completely unaffordable amount. So the renters can not afford, so the renters can fund their luxury in their brand new homes. There needs to be affordable housing because, especially for single income families, how is that affordable for anybody? They're stuck having to rent in a shitty ass neighborhood just because it's affordable. They should be able to rent in a nice neighborhood for their children. But not renters, landlords and investors make it almost impossible. There's not affordable housing. They're like, oh, I bought this house for, say, 90K several years ago and it's paid off. But just because it's in a nice neighborhood, I'm going to rent it for 1,500 plus, even though my mortgage was 400 and something dollars, but I no longer have a mortgage anymore. Make that fucking make sense. Why is there not a law in place where landlords, investors, flippers, whatever you are, have to abide by a certain rule and only charge like X amount of what the home's value is? Yet, they don't have any rules. They're allowed to just hike it up whenever they want because, they want other people to fund their luxury. Meanwhile, renters have to continue renting because how the fuck are they able to save to become a homeowner? They're not. They can't because rent eats people alive. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot. There needs to be a law put in place because renting is just becoming not affordable anymore.
Bro, this just like telling somebody, man, everybody over here buying a certain item and the stock price shouldn't go up. It should still stay the same. Nah, bro, we put value on things. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the more people want something, the more the price gonna go up, man. That's just how it is. And I'm sorry that she can't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she ain't never been in a position was she ever been like a business owner or managed a business or nothing like that, or maybe she ain't able to just put herself on the other side. She's stuck on one side. But that's how everything works. I'm sorry, man. At the end of the day, bro, this makes no sense at all. At the end, not to me, it don't, cause ain't nobody finna tell me how to run my business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and if I see an opportunity where I'm finna basically get a bag over here, that's what I'm finna do. Get that bag. I ain't even mad at nobody else for doing it. You know what I'm saying? And she talking about that pretty much she can't save to buy a house and do these different things. You know, my personal opinion on that, and it's only my personal opinion. Buying a house is probably the dumbest shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, she talking about this what a rent you constantly paying rent and that's too high. But shit, them houses they ain't gonna do nothing but lower the mortgage and then goddamn it hit you for 30 years of that shit because you damn near paid almost triple for the crib, bro. Real talk. I remember my first crib, I did same thing, bro. I ended up spending about 100 grand for it, and after I added up the numbers for 30 years, bro, it's gonna be down there almost about 260, 270. Damn near two, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even added in no maintenance. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? When they rent these properties out and stuff like that, you don't know what kind of people you rent to. You know what I'm saying? You rent to somebody and then a year later you come back and man, they done destroyed your crib. You got to pay for that. See what I'm saying? And that's what she got to understand. All businesses have business expense, and that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I know people that do construction work and certain things high as fuck when it comes to that construction. So you could be in a situation where you rent this house out, and then 2 years later, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the AC unit, something like that, go out. You know what I'm saying? And you had a whole lot of money to where all that money you made in them 2 years, you really ain't made much. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of business, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna take losses when it comes to it, and every owner understand that. That's why certain things might seem like it's man, it's out of my price range or it costs too much. But that's just part of it, bro. We got to pay other stuff over here too. And you got to look at it that way, man, when you doing business with people. You know what I'm saying? They got extra things that you never see that they have to pay for continuously. You know what I'm saying? If the roof go bad, I got to fix the roof. You know what I'm saying? The plumbing, I got to handle the plumbing. If like I said, somebody come in and mess up my walls, I got to come in here and redo the sheetrock and paint and do all that. Woo, woo, you know what I'm saying? Owner got to do all that, and he ain't gonna do that off his looks. He ain't gonna do that based off no laws, none of that. He only could do that based on how much money he making and how much money he saving. You know what I'm saying? So when he rented out to people, he got to throw that extra expense on top of it. Because if not, he ain't gonna never get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's nobody that go into business with intentions of losing. And that's what you're gonna do in this case. You know what I'm saying? Trying to please people. That's why they say business ain't no place for feelings, and feelings ain't no place for business. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she trying to do. She trying to take her feelings and mix it in with business. Your personal opinion is irrelevant, bro. If you don't like the terms and conditions, man, they got other cribs over here. Affordable housing, they got that everywhere. If you don't want to live in the hood, man, maybe you need to be trying to get 2 jobs until you could do better. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I could describe it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, get 2 jobs, take the side money, invest, put that over there, let that grow, and then maybe you could do better. But you can't tell somebody that even in that one little situation she said, they bought a house a long time ago and it's paid off. Yeah, I done damn near paid triple for this motherfucker. I probably ain't even making my money back. Just being honest with you, because if you kept a house for 30 years and paid it off, bro, you lost. Anybody, I don't care who you is. Go do the numbers, man. If you think I'm bullshit, go to the banks, ask them, goddamn, hey, tell them you willing to buy a house. They go a few different ways, FHA, you know what I'm saying, conventional, whichever way you go. Run the numbers on it, and then you tell me what you come up with. It's an illusion, bro. They told us a long time ago to do that, bro, and they, you know what I'm saying, I hate to say it, that we was lied to. We supposed to be buying things. I feel like this, and this just, like I said, my personal opinion. Anytime you use your credit, somebody is making money off you. Therefore, you need to be making money too. And with a house, unless you're doing it the way she doing it, because that's probably the only way, buying and flipping or buying and renting out. And that buying and renting out really ain't the, because you ain't going to make nothing but a little bit over the mortgage, no way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I said, and then you might add up for a 2 year span and then something big happened and that wiped away 2 years. You ain't made no money. So all that extra maintenance, you can't even add on top of the price for real, because you don't know what's gonna happen at what time. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but Yeah, this kind of a crazy idea. I don't know where she got this. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I feel for her that she want to live luxurious and ain't making the type of money to live that way. But it's other alternatives. All you got to do is go find you something else or find you something better, and then maybe you can live a better life. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, bro. Well.